Hi, this is going to be a quick overview of the Radio-Tron A10 computer that I built. And I'll just go over the quick features and everything of this computer. It is built with the nMediaPC HTPC case, or 8000 PC case. It's completely made out of wood. It has 4 screws on the top that pretty much give you access to the inside, which will give you a cage that can support up to 4 hard drives and a disk drive. You'll have your power supply on the side. It's usually back in this corner, and then you have your motherboard in the center. It supports full-size ATX and mid-size, but right now I have a full-size ATX in here with a 600-watt Corsair CX600 power supply, a 120 gig SSD that I stuck to the top of the power supply to save some room for the extra hard drives, so you can add 3 more hard drives to this thing if you want to, and an extra 2 terabyte Western Digital green drive for extra storage for any media or anything you may need. It has also an LG Blu-ray burner in it where you can either burn Blu-ray discs or DVDs if you want to, but you can also watch Blu-ray movies and DVD movies on this machine as well. It's got a cool little fancy front with 2 intakes on the side that have actual dust filters on them that actually filter out the dust from the 120 millimeter fan that's in the back that pretty much does a really good job at keeping the computer really quiet. And it sucks enough air through the front where it'll actually, you can feel the air being pulled in through the front of this case. And it keeps the dust out with where you'd only need to really use like a vacuum cleaner or something, or some little hose to clean it out whenever you see these getting dusty. But it does resemble speakers, so it makes people think there's actually speakers on the front of this machine, but there is no way to really mount anything to the front of here because of how the hard drive cage inside is designed. Anyway, and in the front we have your Blu-ray drive loading tray, and you have your little screen on here. It doesn't come with the screen. I added the LCD screen to it, so it'll show you what programs you're loading. You can really customize what this screen says. You can have it show temperatures and everything on the front if you want to, or make it just flash whatever words you want. So if people are over and you have this thing set up, you can be pretty much insulting people as it's coming in, or having it read whatever you want. Then you have your multi-card reader. It gives you all the standard like SD cards, MMC cards and stuff on the front here. You have 4 of them. You have your headphone microphone jack, 2 USB 2.0 ports, a reset button, and a power switch where if you press the power, I'll turn it on real quick so you can see how it lights up. And it actually boots up pretty quietly. And if you can see, I don't think you can make it out on the camera, but it's pretty much telling you it's an nMediaPC LCD screen. But when you come to the side, we have handles that'll actually be able to give you the ability to pick this thing up and move it around. It's actually quite heavy and sturdy, considering it's all wood, and then you have a bunch of mechanical drives and metal inside this thing as well. And then we'll quickly turn this thing around to the back, so you can get a good quick look at the back. You have your 1 fan in the back. It's actually blowing decent air. You can feel it from about this far away from it, if you can see. It's about a foot away. You can still feel the air coming from this fan, but it's actually really quiet. You have on the back, if I can get my finger out of the way, 2 USB 2.0 ports. You have 6 USB 3. You have a HDMI DVI. You have an HDMI, a DVI, a display port, and a VGA port out. You have an optical audio out. You have a gigabit Ethernet port, and 7.1 channel surround sound system where you have all the plugs for all the speakers, and 7 expansion ports you can add onto this thing for all the PCI expansion you may need. The motherboard that I put in does support it. It's an MSI A88X motherboard that supports AMD APUs. It is using an AMD 7850K A10 processor, clocked at 3.7 gigahertz. I did not do any overclocking on this, where the motherboard will allow you to, but it's just using the basic cooler on it, so I wouldn't recommend it unless you upgrade the cooler if you have this computer. And in a moment I will be demonstrating this computer booting up and actually loading on screen. And if you want to see how I have this thing hooked up, I have it hooked up to a 32-inch regular TV. It's not a computer monitor. It is made by Insignia, and I just have a basic cheap old keyboard and an old optical mouse I hooked up to it, just to show you that it's designed to be hooked up to a TV. And if you ever do decide to upgrade it or add another graphics card, you can actually do the dual AMD graphics card if you get an AMD graphics card with this thing, so you can do dual graphics off of the actual internal processor and the graphics card. But that's for something else. Well, I'm going to go switch over to the actual booting up screen, and I'll do a little demonstration of the actual operating system in action. Windows screen. You're at the desktop. It literally takes about 5 seconds for this computer to boot from completely off to on. Anyway, I'm going to log on really quick. And don't worry, if you get this computer, I will include the password in an email to you so you can log on, so you're not going to be locked out of this computer if you get it. Just allowing some of the software to boot up in the background. Here's a cool little software that controls a little LCD screen on the front. It minimizes in the corner and will actually, if you open it, it'll show all little cool things you can do with that LCD screen, like how long you want to display on the screen, how fast you want to scroll through it, what you want it to display on the screen, how many types of words you want to have on the screen. It's kind of a neat software. And it also has a Sound Blaster software as well, so you have the whole Sound Blaster suite, 7.1 surround that this computer can do. And right now I have this computer hooked up through the HDMI port on the back to this TV through HDMI, running at 1080p resolution. And also I've included all the MSI utilities that came with the motherboard, and I've updated all of them so you don't have to do any of those when you get the computer. Hopefully the computer will be pretty much plug and play as soon as you get it and just pull it out of the box. It'll be ready to go. And one of the programs I just want to show quick from the utilities is the little live update, which will actually keep all your MSI utilities up to date. You just hold to scan the computer. It'll scan the computer really quick for any MSI utilities and let you know which ones are out of date. If the BIOS on the motherboard even needs to be updated, it'll let you know. And these are just suggestive software that it has. I haven't installed Google Chrome just because Firefox, I already installed that on here, so I have no need for it. But you can install it if you want to. It gives you the ability and will help you keep it up to date. Next software I've also bundled with this computer is the Plex Media Server, which actually is a pretty cool software. I've just installed it on here. Just to show you how quick it does load, it actually is pretty nice. It'll actually keep track of all your media for you. And currently right now, to get slightly off topic, but I've also included a little TrendNet little Wi-Fi card that's a little USB card that's on the back of the computer in one of the USB 3 slots. I've pretty much put that on there just so it can have some wireless, so you don't have to hardwire this computer if you don't want to. And just give you an idea of where this computer is, it's about 50, 60 feet away from my actual wireless router. And for being a little USB card, it does a pretty good job, and I'll give a demonstration of how it loads videos and stuff. But anyway, back to the Plex. This will actually keep track of all your videos and everything you throw on this computer. You can actually enter the videos through here. It'll actually let you stream videos to pretty much any device in your house, whether it be another PC or a console system like the PS3, PS4, Xbox, Xbox One, or Roku. Anything that can support it, it'll stream to anything. And it's a pretty cool software. As you can see, it automatically picked up my computer in my network, and it just shows all the anime that's on my computer. And you can just see how it just does a little description. It's a really cool software. If you do like this software, I do recommend registering it and actually going and getting some of the other software they have, because it actually is a really useful utility. You can see it goes to episodes. It gives you descriptions of every episode. So if you actually like this, I would recommend going to their website and actually registering this, because you could do a lot more things with this than just running media inside your house. You can actually stream media outside your house as well. I just included it because I'm selling this as a media computer, and this is actually a pretty powerful media software to have. And just to give you an idea of how fast it does things online, not in my own network, I'll just go to my web page just to show you how quickly and nice this little Wi-Fi card works. You can see how it loads my page pretty quick. You can go to the actual computer I'm showing off. There's the outside of the computer. You can see how quickly it just loads pictures. Let me go to a video. I'll do a quick little video, YouTube video with this little card. Just load it. As you can see, it does load pretty quick. And it does play pretty fluently. In fact, I can even go full screen with this.
There. I was on the train.
And the computer's pretty powerful, so it can actually handle it pretty well. And just to let you know too, the Wi-Fi card is also, I'm in an apartment complex, so there's a lot of wireless interference, so it does do really well for what it is. And here's the cream and butter of this whole computer is the CyberLink software that I've been bundled with it. I have a notepad on the computer, all the CD keys for the entire CyberLink suite. So if, in case you ever lose any of the CD keys or anything, or you have to reinstall anything, you can give me, just send me a message or an email, and I'll be happy to give the keys back to you. I do keep track of them for at least a little while, but just don't expect me to hold on to them forever, because I'm only going to hold on to them for maybe another month or so, and then get rid of them, because I don't want to hold on to people's CD keys forever, especially with computers I sell off. But anyway, here's a little tiny burning software that CyberLink, that comes with one of the CyberLink softwares. It's called Power2Go. You can pretty much grab any file you want, throw it on there. If you have a blank disk, it'll burn it. I'm not going to get too much into burning disks because it's just a little overview. But I'll show you Power DVD 9 or 14. I mean, sorry, I'm kind of tired. But anyway, this is the Power DVD software. You'll probably pretty much be primarily using this if you're going to be using this PC. You can pretty much put any DVD in this computer, it'll play it. I'll do a demonstration on how quickly it'll actually pop a disc up if you do have a disc at the drive. Right now I don't. And I'm not going to play the movie just because the device I have, the little DVR I have recording this, actually bypasses some of the HTCP stuff, so it'll actually won't play the movie. It'll give me these HTCP errors if I try to play a movie. But just a little tour of the software with this computer is it actually also comes with a little app that you can install on your phone, so you can pretty much turn your Android phone or your iPhone into a little TV remote. So if you have this sitting in your living room, you can have this playing on your TV and pretty much control this whole computer, all the media on this computer with your cell phone, which is actually kind of nice with this software. And this is the only software on the computer that will let you play Blu-ray movies. So if you are playing Blu-ray movies, you'll have to run it through this software just because VLC player and Windows Media Player lack the codecs in order to play Blu-rays. But anyway, this software will also let you stream to a Plex media server. So if you happen to have Plex on anything else in your house, you can easily just literally plug and play. Just turn the computer on as soon as you connect it to your network. It'll pretty much detect your Plex media server in your house, and you can quickly open it. I think I got the correct one. Yep, I do. And you can see how quickly it'll actually load through all your shows and everything that you have categorized on here. And I'll do a little demonstration on how quickly it loads some of these. And remind you, this is through this little USB Wi-Fi card. If you had an actual gigabit, if you had this hooked up hardwire through the gigabit port, this would actually load a lot faster. Anyway, you can actually do full screen, watch us skim around in the show. You can turn this off. And sorry if I'm a little clunky. I know there's a way to go to the main menu, but you can register this later. I do recommend registering the software as well. But I'll show you pretty much how you can do a little Blu-ray disc on here and how quickly it does make everything quite simple to load. So I just put the Blu-ray disc in now, and you can see just from the time I put it in how quickly it detects the disc, and it will pop up the disc pretty quickly on here and just give you the option to play it. And there you go. Now you just hit play. It gives you the movie I put in, which is Total Recall. The good Total Recall, not that piece of crap that came out recently. Anyway, that gives you a movie description, everything. Like I said, this software is actually really nice. Like I said, I'm not going to play it just due to HTTP problems. And that's pretty much my tour of this software that comes bundled with this computer. And this computer, if you can tell, is running Windows 8.1 Pro. I'll give you a little tour of that. As you can see, it is Windows 8.1 Pro. It's a 64-bit version of it. And you can see I do have the AMD A10 7850K processor in this computer. It's a quad-core 3.7 gigahertz APU. It's got 8 gigs of RAM. And I have named the computer Radio-Tron because it's fun. And that pretty much wraps up my little overview of this Radio-Tron A10 computer that I'm selling either on eBay. I'll put links in the description for that. Anything I forgot, I will also put links in the description for those. Feel free to comment, rate, subscribe, whatever, to my video, to my channel. I'll put more videos like this up. If you have any other questions, feel free to message me directly through email or head over to my website. If you have any other ideas for any other computers or anything you would like to have built or see, just let me know. I'll try to put them up as soon as I can. And thanks for watching. Hope to see you again.